So that's the most important part. So we continue to educate people around the world.
So it's mainly awareness every year.
Exactly.
So what is like the biggest measure you can take to really, I guess, like, well, what's the bigger level in order to free Tibet? Because I mean, what do you see out of protesting? Like, we have these marches, we have protests, we have these March 10th, we do peace marches from city to cities. And really, I see the purpose that you guys are creating great awareness. That's one thing. But how is it really significantly helping the situation?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like when I look at the Tibetan Sea, sometimes it looks like as if it's stuck. You know, it's still, it's not really going anywhere. The condition isn't really improving. But we do a lot of awareness, and almost like, and it has helped. Our protests has helped, our marches has helped. It's helped a great deal in really creating the awareness and educating the public. But what can the public do more to support us, and what can Tibetan people do for their own cause as well?
I think the one most important thing is we should not be, although we become frustrated, we shouldn't be frustrated anymore. That's one thing, because we know it's going to take time. It's going to take time to change, to fight for a good cause. It takes time, because for a good cause, it's a matter of time. So we need to keep our hope alive. And I think protests, demonstrations, signature campaign, educating the people around you, and at the same time, educating others means educating yourself at the same time.
Definitely.
So that way, I think we keep our hope alive. You know, while keeping our hope alive, I think we're keeping the whole sanity of our culture, the whole sanity of our people alive, because we are pretty clear that we cannot resort to violence. Not because we are.
It's almost unrealistic. I mean, you want to fight against 1.3 Chinese population.
Our culture speaks about compassion, speaks about truth, speaks about peace.
Buddhism overall.
And if that's what Buddhism teaches, and in an environment of Buddhist ideals, it's almost impossible to go for something like that. So in short, keeping our hope alive, not to be frustrated. We continue to educate people, and American people or any people around the world, especially Chinese people, educate them. For this year's March 10, we have a special route that we're gonna go walk through Chinatown in San Francisco. This way, when people are more and more educated,
to educate the average Chinese, especially,
and know the Tibetan sentiment, how much we suffered, but how much we still feel that we can be friends.
The determination is still alive.
And that we can live in peace is very, very important.
That's really good. So how can people, what's like the first step of supporting, I guess, like coming to the march?
Exactly. I think the most immediate one is, for instance, this is March 10th. It's just like a few days away from now. So if people can come and support the Tibetan cause, I think it has a dramatic effect in the international political arena, especially when Chinese government sees more and more Tibetans, more and more supporters protesting every year. They find something in there. They find that the Tibet movement is still alive. They find that the Tibet movement continues to rage on, and that the Tibetan people will continue to live on. So this is the message we want to give across to the Chinese government, and this is one form of resistance which we must continue to keep alive. Yes. So
we really need as much as people to come out this March 10th, right?
Yes, we.
So please come support us for March for Tibetan Freedom 2007. It'll be the meeting point's going to be at San Francisco City Hall, and try to just tell your friends, spread the word out, which will be great. And I guess my last question would be, so with this train built from Beijing to Lhasa, it's the marginalization. His Holiness has recently said that it's bringing in AIDS. The number of prostitutes inside Tibet's increasing. A lot of people, like this, the culture awareness inside Tibet, it's slowly sort of, gradually, I don't know, I guess we're kind of losing a bit of a Tibetan culture with this, with Chinese population exceeding Tibetan. How do you feel about the future of Tibetan history inside Tibet and the livelihood of Tibetans inside Tibet, and for all of us, like the whole Tibetan diaspora and Tibetans inside Tibet?
That's
what
a big
is the future? What do you think? And
I cannot.
like huge consequences.
I want to say
that
one
you
thing.
see.
I cannot forecast the future, but I definitely feel that present is in our hand.
Right.
We can do a lot in our present moment. Although we may fear about the future, or we may not fear about the future, but the present is so important. So doing something for Tibet right now is what will guarantee the survival and integrity of the Tibetan people.
So when you say doing something right now, can you specifically name a few? Like what can
I think, for instance, like
Tibetan
the
really
most
do?
immediate one is participating in this march.
Right.
And other things we have, you can visit, you can raise awareness about Tibet to your congresswoman or congressman, and ask them to support the Tibetan cause. You can send emails. You can call the Chinese ministers in China.
Like
speak to them. Speak to them the atrocities inflicted against Tibetan people. There are number of ways of doing it. It's just a matter of time or when you do it.
Is there any other comments that you would like to share in particular that I haven't asked?
That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for Phayul Media for bringing this up.
Right, and we really appreciate Phayul for doing this show. And in future, we'd love to bring more Tibetan issues. And so can you talk about the Tibetan community inside Bay Area? How many Tibetans are there? If a non-Tibetan who's watching the show tonight, they want to participate in Tibetan activities, how can they come or approach us? And how can they come to regular TYC, the Tibetan Youth Congress events or anything?
Yeah, I think one best idea in regard to that is, well, on this flyer we have a website given. It's www.freetibetmarch.org, and on the very front page we have all the websites of all the Tibetan organizations in the Bay Area, or what in some we call Tibet Support Group. We have email, we have websites of all the organizations, and anybody who's interested can click on either one of these any one of these websites and just visit and get to know what's coming up. All the major events are covered on the website. Announcements are made on the websites. That's one of the most closest thing anybody can do if people want to know more about Tibet. In the Bay Area, we have close to 2,000. I think I heard. Tibetans. It seemed like we have close to 2,000 Tibetans, and we are pretty tight community.
The community is pretty linked.
In a way, pretty organized. We have events every once in a while. I mean, once in a month. And
what's the name of the organization?
It's called Tibetan Association Northern California.
Okay.
And then its website is tang.org.
TANC.org. TANC.org.
So there are tons of ways to know about Tibet and Tibetan communities in the Bay Area. And one thing I would really encourage people is visit the websites. And if they have questions, contact people in the contact list. And I'm sure whoever you approach, you will be well received, and your questions will be well answered by any of the board members. That's pretty much it.
Thank you so much. And our Tibetan Youth Congress website is www.sftyc.org, and the website of the march is www.freetibetmarch.org. And we hope you can come out this March 10th, 2007 at SF City Hall. And thank you so much for watching Phayul's show tonight. And in future, we'll bring more Tibetan issues. And thank you so much, and have a good night. And we hope to see you March 10th.
Mama sen pan nang tang rong tu ko na tru be la la ma chen na pu mi la ni yeah pu la ki pe ni ma sha we tu chi ka chung na rang tu lu ki tru pyo ka wa che ki shin kam